Hi again everyone, Scott Player Pop Cult Fan here, and today marks the first day of my horror movie reviews for this month leading to Halloween. So, today is October 3rd, and today is the release of the newest Chucky movie in the classic Child's Play franchise, the 7th installment, Cult of Chucky. Now, before I get into the review, I really like how this Chucky franchise has continued to tell the story. Continue to be sequels, and none of them are remakes. And that's rare because not a lot of horror movie franchises continue the story. Eventually, horror movie franchises are remade, and this is one of the rare franchises that is still continuing with its original story, and I really like that about the Chucky movies. Now, getting into this review. So, Cult of Chucky, it takes place in a mental asylum. We are once again following Nika throughout the film, but not just that, we're following the original character from the first three Child's Play movies, Andy Barclay. We see him all grown up. He's in his 30s, and we're seeing him going to the asylum. We're seeing him, he doesn't really do much in the movie, but we see him just in this in this time period. We're finally seeing Andy again fully, even though we saw him at the end of Curse of Chucky in that post-credits scene, but we're now seeing him at the full front once again in this new movie, and I really like that. It feels like there's more than one protagonist in this movie. But yeah, there's a few main characters, main protagonists in this movie, but there's also quite a few villains in this movie, not just Chucky, of course. There's Tiffany, and the last half of this movie was very self-aware. The self-aware humor from The Bride and Seed, and a little teensy bit of that in Curse. And this movie is like a mix of the more straightforward horror aspects and the self-aware humor aspects. It's a mix of the two. It's an interesting balance between straightforward horror and self-aware humor, and I think it works. And to get a little mind mishap, whatever, towards the end, it was getting a little odd, but it was also entertaining, and it's a very different movie because it takes place in a mental asylum, and we're seeing certain psychological torment with certain characters of the different patients in the mental asylum, and I really like that aspect. Don Mancini, he wrote and directed this movie. He also worked on the Hannibal TV show, and yeah, some of that work, some of the work that Don Mancini did on the Hannibal TV show was sort of translated here into the new Chucky movie, and I really liked that. I liked the some of the editing choices that was made in this movie, some of the transition scenes, how they were edited in this movie. I thought that was pretty cool, and the acting was pretty good for the most part. And that doctor, man, jeez. Yeah, the psychiatrist in this movie, the doctor, he's the psychiatrist in the facility and just trying to help all the patients, just trying to, trying to help them, I guess, but he was, oh, that doctor, though, jeez. So, yeah, this was a pretty good movie, I'd say, for the most part. Just that last half of the movie, it definitely leaned towards more self-aware humor, and there was this, I don't know, it got a little confusing at the end there, but I also liked what happened at the end, and because it was entertaining, and that's really not much else to talk about, really. I mean, it's a good movie. I like how it was edited, and I liked the acting, and it was definitely entertaining and definitely gory. Dang, this movie's gory. So yeah, that is my review for Cult of Chucky, the newest installment, the 7th installment. My grade for this movie would probably be a B plus. I wouldn't say this movie is a perfect movie, but I like this movie. It's enjoyable. I think it's one of the better Chucky movies. And yeah, like I said, it's like a mix of the two, like a mix of the straightforward horror and self-aware humor aspects of all the previous movies. And I get to see familiar faces as well as some new faces that get slashed and diced and decapitated and all that stuff that you would see in a slasher film. So yeah, a B plus. I give this movie, and that is it for this review. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm not sure which movie I'll review next, but I'll let you guys know in the description box down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.